And let's get it started. This one-term thing, why are people taking it with a pinch of salt? Because if the politicians themselves are knocking this, are they almost indicting themselves by saying that, don't ever believe what we tell you on our campaign trail, because we do not mean what we say? If they are saying that this is political theatrics to probably just get himself into power, are they all indicting themselves, talking about all the politicians and the political parties knocking this down?
Well, thank you for inviting me, and thank you viewers for joining us. First and foremost, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria made it clear. In section 135, subsection 2, and section 180, subsection 2 of the Constitution is very clear. The term of a president or a governor is 4 years. 4 years. The Constitution was direct. It said the president, after spending 4 years in office, vacates his office. At times, politicians behave as if they don't have any job. So when somebody says he's going to spend only 4 years, he simply stated a constitutional provision. But here is just a little addition. The Constitution says you are no longer qualified to contest if you have contested for that position twice in previous elections. And this is by section 137, subsection 1b, and section 187, subsection 1b. So the issue here is this. If you say you want to contest one term, that is your own idea. That is your own opinion. You are entitled to it. In Nigeria and in some African countries, where elections are deemed not to be free and fair, that's where you have all these unnecessary arguments. Why did I say that? Even abroad, you're not sure, even when you're an incumbent, whether if you contest, whether you will win. That is where you will know that your term of office is not 8 years, it's not 2 terms, it's 1 term. So it ought not to even be a point of argument. Because even if you're an incumbent, if you recontest, you can fail. The only thing the Constitution says is that if you fail 100 times, if you have not been elected twice, you are still qualified to be governor or president.
How can anybody with brain, you think you are talking to fools? You come to people and say, I will do only 1 term. Any politician who said that must be sent to a psychiatric home. Because the person must have some mental problem. When the Constitution allows you to stay up to 8 years, they come and tell us, I'm going to spend 1 term. Tell us where it has ever happened. Who? On a column, Nkwane Kwenwai. Nkwane Kwenwai. Nga watching Gote Yaba. Nga watching Gote Yaba. If I can anybody who is saying I'm going to do 1 term needs a psychiatric examination. Because you are taking everybody else to be fooling, to be a fool. Anambra, we have advanced. There are calibers and categories of people that Anambra has since gone much higher. We are not going to go back. Street urchins. Anambra has no place for street urchins. Anambra has no place for street urchins. Even those of them whose secondary school certificate are questionable. Those without school cert, they have no school cert. I tell you. Anyway, that's for another day, not today. Some of them have no school cert. They want to be governor of Anambra. They want to be governor of Anambra. Anambra of the Nnamdi Azikiwes, Akweke Nwafọ Orizus of this world, of Odumegwu Ojukwu, Alexa Ekwueme, Chinua Achebe. That's the state we are talking about. I am getting angry actually when these people say they want to be governor of Anambra. It's very annoying. With the GCE, we don't know who took it for them. Na Anambra.
The issue with Nigerian democracy is that it has its own unique history right from time. Traced down to the era of the indirect rule, one can see some patterns that has been consistent ranging from the aspect of religious sentiment, political party sentiment, godfatherism, money laundering, as well as hired media personalities. And these patterns has been used as tools, especially that of tribal sentiment, to amass votes or to assume office as any elected officer, no matter the rank or the level. Now, someone who would want to change the paradigm would be assumed to be an enemy, of which will be meted with severe attacks. And in this case, Peter Obi, who happens to be one of those persons amongst every other, has been faced with series of attacks ranging from that of media attacks, political party attacks, and ranging from opposition suppression, intimidation, and threatening, of which we can see over time, ranging from do not enter my state, before you enter my state, ensure you check with me.
The man will say no gashishi. I am sending a direct message to him. There is a new sheriff in town. He cannot come to Edo without telling me, because his security will never be guaranteed. Whatever happens to him when he's in Edo State, he will take it. I am serious about it. He came the other day and donated 15 million. Somebody will say, no, guys, she will get 15 million to donate to people. By the time he left, there was crisis. 3 people died in Benin. So for that reason, tell Obi he should not come to Edo without telling me.
Ranging from the aspect of calling him a stingy man, take a look at this video.
That's impeachment where they impeach you. I won't come back because I know why they impeach you. They're very stingy. Even people tell me, are the things saying I made them impeach you? Now pitch or impeach, they do you. Which one they do you?
They remove me. Is that correct?
Now remove.
No, be say
but not true. Say you they stingy because no, I don't hear say you know they share money.
No, be stingy. There are people. There's difference between stingy and what they call prudence and accountability in managing public affairs.
You would think that is enough, where stinginess is being meted out for accountability. How about the aspect of donations to school that have been met with someone that is doing it for personal interest? Take a look at this.
And then somebody's talking about Peter Obi. Somebody's talking about this character. Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State. What did he do for 8 years? What did he do for 8 years? These are the questions. So it's not when you are tribalistic. Compare Peter Obi, Anambra, which is a gold mine. Give me Anambra. And if in 1 year I do not change Anambra, I will not take salary. I will not live in their government house. Anambra, I will live in my car. Give me Anambra if I will not change Anambra. Go to my village. I'm not a governor. Go to Obama. Go to Lenkalawari. Go to see what I'm doing. I don't wait for anybody. When you travel, when you go to Dubai, you go to United Arab Emirates, you go to Qatar, you come to China, you go to Turkey, you will not listen to any Nigerian leader that is talking. You will not listen to any governor that is talking. You will not listen to anybody who is controlling budget, because you are not sincere. You are tribal and you are telling other people that they are tribal. Somebody was governor for 8 years. He has nothing to show. He has nothing to... How can anybody compare Peter Obi with Tinubu? How? Go to Lagos. Go to Lagos before, look at Lagos before 1999 and Lagos of today. He was there for 8 years. He left.
You would think that is all. Attacks on Peter Obi has not only been the only attack, but has been, on the other end, reached out to family members. For instance, his brother land or property that was bulldoze. Take a look at this.
On the 24th of June, I came here because the property belonging to a company owned by my brother was being destroyed and pulled down illegally. And I said, what is happening? Eventually work was stopped. The court ordered even that work should stop, and it was stopped. But I noticed that on weekends, they will come and continue the work. As you can see, the building, the land has been divided into two. A new fence has been built, you know, and they are busy clearing the debris to make it an empty land. And this is what is happening. And since that 6 weeks, I've been flying, appealing for people to show me who said he is the owner of the property so I can discuss with him. I've never seen the person, nobody have appeared, but people are working here every day. So you can see they've marketed it into two. You can see them working here.
This stuff should be empowered. Period. Drop them on that.
They're working here. Just by the fact that nobody should work here. They continue to work here. The question is, what type of government do we have? What we are asking, what type of government have in this country where court will issue an order saying stop work and people are busy still working?
It's illegal construction.
You can see the tractors and everything. And these only happen during weekends.
They only do it on weekends. They don't do it on a weekday.
And you would think that is all. How about the aspect of calling him a man who is being fed by his wife? Take a look at this video.
With Alwan Hassan. Yeah, so you look at it, the president has never lost an election, either as a senator or as a governor.
And you will never lose an election.
Well, you are not God, so you cannot tell.
Yeah, so but I'm predicting. I can predict.
Okay.
With the facts on ground, he won't lose an election.
What makes you think so?
Because of course he is going to win. Who else do you think would defeat Asiwaju in 2027? Who? Peter Obi? That was on your program, saying he wants the North to support him and trust him. In the same program, he is celebrating building breweries in Anambra State and being the biggest importer of alcohol. And he wants the North to vote for him. We will vote for a president that will import alcohol in the North. Or is it those ones that are saying their wives are taking care of them? We cannot hand over this country to people, to men that are being fed by their wives.
Who is being fed by his wife?
You know that? Somebody was here and said that his wife is an entrepreneur and she's...
Is it a crime to have a partner?
But we want a man that is a man of his house. We want a man that is in charge of his house. We don't want a man that a woman is feeding.
You don't want a man
that
has a successful wife.
We will not give a country, hand over a country to a man that is being fed by a wife.
That the wife is successful.
No, to a man that is being fed by his wife. That's what I'm saying.
So it's a crime if
but these are the things I'm saying. Let's not dwell on that.
You would think that is most severe. How about the aspect of religious issue? Talking about what he does as a business, I would expect that Nigeria in the 21st century should be talking about competence rather than things such as religious sentiment, rather than things such as tribal inclinations, rather than things such as political party sentiment.
I'm saying that any politician that comes to you and says, I'm going to do only one term, that's a sign of desperation. It will not work. Just like all these gambits about serving food, carrying plates, and doing boy at parties that could be better organized by event organizers. It's also a sign of desperation. It doesn't work. It will never work.
In Nigeria, it's been a pattern that one will want to win election either by how much he or she can spend, who is more connected in terms of godfatherism, or one that has the boys that can do the work of either ballot box snatching or top-jury.
Police don't come snatch our ballot box.
And this has been concern to a series of citizens out there, of which in 2027 election, we are looking forward to someone who is not just going to give the promise, but to walk the promise. Who is not going to be someone that after assumption of office becomes unreachable. Who is not going to be someone that has political inclusions and exclusions of certain persons. If you are not their friend, you are not in the clique, or you have not of certain categorization or stratification, then you can't be heard.
So considering the current state of the PDP at the moment, some analysts are wondering why Peter Obi would want to return to the party. Why is he suddenly worthy of being the PDP's presidential candidate when he was denied the same opportunity when the PDP was still thriving as a political party?
Well, first of all, I am not sure anyone denied Peter Obi the ticket when he was interested. 2023, for instance, he left before the primaries of the PDP to form or to join the Labour Party. He left the PDP, and so he was not denied. He had a right of choice, and he elected to go to Labour Party. Now, currently, while so many people may be of the opinion that he can come back to the PDP, I think the decision is entirely his. And I'm also not sure that the PDP as a party has sat down to say that he should come back and take the ticket of the party. These are generally personal opinions that are built sometimes on very cogent reasons. There is no doubt that Peter Obi, following his showing in 2023, is a brand that any political party would like to host. The same way, there is no doubt that the PDP has been a brand. So if two likable brands come together, it is easy to predict the result. But I don't think we have gotten there yet where the party, the PDP, has taken a decision to say it has to be Peter Obi or it must be Peter Obi. He's a very fine brand. Many people believe in him and are following him. So it's not difficult to say, yes, if he comes to PDP, it could be a good sell to the electorate. Besides, elections are supposed to be a litmus test of what the generality of the people want. And so if there is a candidate anywhere who is sellable, it wouldn't be wrong for any political party to woo such a candidate to fly its ticket. And it should be like that. There is no reason why in Nigeria candidates should be in charge of political parties and then pick the tickets at will, just when they want and how they want it. The political parties should also be seen to be looking for candidates that will fly their flag. For me, that is the position currently. Elections, 2027 is still 2 years away. And I'm sure there are many, many candidates that will show up very soon.
Now, you talked about two likable brands coming together, which in your opinion is ideal. But according to ADC spokesman Bolaji Abdullahi, he says the jugular of the PDP is in the hands of the ruling party, and Peter Obi, more than anyone else, would know that he cannot take the risk of going back to the PDP. I'd like you to react to this.
Well, for me, people that are used to jumping from one party to the other do not deserve a response. Bolaji Abdullahi is one who has been jumping from one political party to the other, depending on who will give him appointment. He was a minister, he was this and that, under different platforms. So these are the kind of politicians I don't really bother myself about, because they are seekers of office. They are not ideal people who should determine political discussion. Their major brand or their major concern is how to grab power, how to get office. And I don't have a lot of respect for them, but that is their style. Maybe Nigeria makes it possible for people to jump. They are here in the morning, by evening tomorrow they are somewhere else, depending on where they think their transactions will bear fruit. I don't believe that transactional politicians should have the right of determining where people go or what people do. Peter Obi is a mature politician who knows exactly what he's carrying. If he wants to go and join ADC, that's his business. Some people close to me are very close to Peter Obi, but I know that some have seen that the ADC will never give its ticket to Peter Obi because they have their own agenda. And it will unveil itself very soon. Peter Obi can only deceive himself if he thinks that these people mean well for him. We know some of them. We know what they are doing. We know exactly the game plan they have on ground. It is not for Peter Obi, but he can go ahead and try it. We are not ones that will say he should not try his hand on anything, but certainly this coalition, the way it is not his baby, and he doesn't have a say as to how the baby is going to be given birth to. He's just a participant, and they need him for legitimacy. Take out Peter Obi from ADC. Who will look at them? Who will even discuss ADC if Peter Obi is out? So when people come out to say that the jugular of PDP is in somebody's hands, after they have gone out of the stadium, how do they know what is going on inside the stadium? You are not a player in the team. You don't know what is happening within the ranks of the PDP. But you stand outside and you want to run commentary on what is going on with the PDP. Nobody should take them serious. They are free to banter words with those who have time for them. But some of us are more engaged in constructive, very deep discussions and thinking about the future of Nigeria. I will not leave the PDP to go and join ADC. For what? So that I grab office? No. There must be something different. And if at all anybody is putting forward a platform, it should be a platform that has a combination of personalities that have the Nigerian people at heart. Not office grabbers and people who just want power for having its sake. We know their antecedents, most of them. We know where they are coming from. We have seen them in office. We know what they have done with the offices they have held. Nigerians cannot be deceived.
We want a government that is youth-sensitive, women or feminine-oriented, where everybody is actually included and no aspect or region is being segregated or left behind. That's the type of person we want in 2027 election, of which the picture of the way it's going, most persons would want to do all it takes to assume office, of which the youth are ready in this time, that whatever it costs, we want someone that will represent us. And we are not going to fed up with all these attacks, where anyone that seems to show signs of competence is being meted up with several attacks, including media attacks. We have several persons who have been proven over time to be capable, ranging from Donald Duke, ranging from Peter Obi, ranging from a lot of them out there. Good Luck Jonathan is there, a lot of them. But with the way the media is going in recent times, it's like these attacks are really going to prove that Peter Obi is the most fitted man or the most competent man.
Anybody who is bringing Peter Obi on the table,
you mean 2027 that's coming up,
or in any political permutation, is bringing the new Nigeria, the new third force, is bringing absolute victory into whatever is done. So you are talking about a political party. We are talking about, when you come to election, you talk about candidates. Peter Obi electrified Labour Party. Peter Obi has no business to lose sleep about whatever is happening in any political party. How many months did he join Labour Party? And he made what he made. People are loyal to his person. The new Nigeria is loyal to his person.
And presumably,
yes,
that he'll take the obedience with him wherever he goes.
That's a hypothetical question. But I'm telling you that obedient, Obi is the Obi in the obedient. So it's only natural that the obedience that was founded based on Obi was certainly follow him to wherever he's going. Won't you follow a man that has never had a scandal? You're searching for a new Nigeria that is bedeviled by people being killed, women degraded, depraved, economy sinking every day. Won't you like a man who, when he was in Anambra State, the security system in Anambra State was so perfect that kidnappers ran away. You know where they ran to? Magode Estate, the home state of the incumbents. The security that Peter Obi discharged away from Anambra State found their safe havens in other places. Anambra State became like a Goshen, where evil will run around it but will not penetrate.
Because we have been able to follow up and then to see if there is anything that is actually incriminating about Peter Obi, but none has been proven to be true. And this shows us that we are likely finding out someone who suits into that aspect of competency for that particular presidential position. So I will allow us at this point to check the rest of the video to hear about persons who have known Peter Obi for not less than 15 years, persons who are very close to him, so that it will not be like we are the only one talking about Peter Obi. Get to hear about his person. We are not saying he's a saint, but to some extent has been able to prove himself over time that he's a man ready and good for the job. So instead of the opposition party to be making attacks on him, I would rather recommend that they go back to their drawing board, do what is expected of them, try to change what needs to be changed, trying to do what is expected of them. I think at this point, I will allow us to drop our own opinion in the comment box. And if you're just coming across this channel for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it so that other persons out there will have access to it. And also please stay to the end so that you get to hear the other parts of this video. I really appreciate as I look forward to that moment when this channel becomes your most favorite click. But for now, stay safe. Cheers.
That's impeachment where they impeach you. I won't come back because I know why they impeach you. They're very stingy. Even people tell me, are they things saying I made them impeach you? Now pitch or impeach, they do you. Which one they do you?
They remove me. Is that correct?
Now remove.
No, be say
but not true. Say you they stingy because no, I don't hear say you know they share money.
No, be stingy. There are people. There's difference between stingy and what they call prudence and accountability in managing public affairs. Okay, make I tell you. I don't talk them before. They impeach me for three things. Number one, office will be my office for governor. Will be my own office. So you hear me say, they born and before I come, something happened in born. The house where they live, that be number two. Something happened again. That office, yes, they had a problem. Some people just come. When I begin that office, they get the budget where they approve to repair that office, 298 million naira. When I come and say we no get money, so I say, Oga, leave this office, make I take my hand to repair it. It cost me 43,200,000.
From 298
million. It cost me 43,200,000. They say I no do and do process. I say wait, they order new table, but they get one governor where don't pass there. Where get table where they go keep some. I say the table na table. Make you bring this table. Police are here now. Na table we go take walk. Now it be the first offense.
Shebi, when I talk when
second
I tell
offense.
Your Excellency, hold on. When I talk, say you they stingy. People they look me. People they look me like say I just accuse you. Oh, now they see I'm not.
Not be stingy. Not be stingy. Not be stingy. We don't get money. We don't get money. That's not be stingy. Number two.
Now how they see I'm.
Not be stingy. Number two, the house where they live, where they call government house. The budget said they go do everything, including buy. It go cost 486 million. To repair the house. I did everything with 81 million. They go the other bed, they say they're importing bed from outside. They're doing that. I said, I live for Oka. person fit do bed for no bed in a bed. Not be for somebody to sleep. Even if you bring things when they go make you sleep. Even if they bring mattress for heaven, you no go sleep. So make they do bed here. I go to one man where they do bed there. He did the bed, and I was sleeping in it till I left.
You sleep well.
Well, very well. I
said, I don't appreciate this man.
So they can't join in that number 2. They build what they call presidential lodge. Every state for Nigeria get presidential lodge for their state. So they award the contract in my place for almost 1 billion. So I stop and say, President no live in Oka. What thing would they build house for? They say, I said, no.
How much was that one?
Almost 1 billion. They don't give that. I said, bring the money. We are not building house for president. President no go live for Oka. You know, that time, after I stopped that one, President Obasanjo say he must come to Oka. They say he was in the I say, no. Mr. President, you won't come to Oka. Now you be president. Come in the morning, go in the evening. You know, you don't need to sleep. You get plane. But he said he will sleep. I said, okay. Since you come and sleep, me, I get house. Under my culture, the big man come your house, you come out.
You leave the house?
Yes. So I said, he stayed 3 days. I leave my own lodge. I said, come and stay here. Me, I go outside. When you go, come back. And that's what we did. And it was working. Number 3 item was say, are they safe? I said from day 1. You know, for Nigerian constitution, no safe, you know. You get like motor park. Anything where you get, you share.
For Nigerian constitution?
Quote me, there's no place in our constitution where they say saving. Everything must be shared. But I called my people and said, this money where we they get from oil for everything, not be for only this generation. It's for future, our children yet unborn. So anywhere we get money for this state, we go take 5% push side. They say no. Say you never do people where they are. So I said they say even some people say waiting when the children come anything they see. I said when I go save. So these 3 items come make them say make I come out. But when the judges hear my case, they come bring me back. First man must come back.
God go bless those judges.
So he not be stingy.
You see,
he's not stingy. I go talk about stingy when we the end.
Your Excellency,
he's not stingy. Public money must be managed for public good. Whoever find himself in office, it is by grace of God. If you mismanage that office, you are abusing grace of God.
Peter Obi, former Anambra State Governor, declared his intention to run for president in the 2023 general election in Nigeria. The peace-loving, soft-spoken gentleman has visited the 6 geopolitical zones of the country to canvass for support amid challenges of insecurity, inflation, and religious crisis, just to mention a few. During his nationwide delegates campaign tour, the former presidential running mate to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in the 2019 general election stated that he only needs 4 years to fix Nigeria. Obi said he will replace the sharing formula of monthly allocation with a production formula if elected. He further stated that Nigeria has been badly managed over the years and the country is collapsing. In a meeting with PDP delegates in Kaduna State, Peter Obi promises to turn Nigeria into a producing nation that is less development on oil.
I will say good morning again for having me. You know, in this country we have what we call free speech enshrined in our constitution. You know, you have the capacity to say what you like and how you like it, for as long as you don't abuse or blackmail anybody to a point that might necessitate is going to court to challenge what you have said. But I have to start by saying that, you know, democracy depends on, you know, several doses of civility. And the underlying word is civility, which most people, even in politics, do not understand. And because they don't, they exhibit some form of a reflective instinct towards self-preservation. And this reflective instinct that gives them rise to self-preservation makes them be stoking paranoia, you know, and it's a very dangerous thing to happen. So you see people who take oath for unsurpassed devotion to duty, when indeed what they mean is to have taken oath for unsurpassed devotion to stealing money. And that's why the country has not moved. So coming back to your question, you know, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, most people, the elite, the so-called educated, tend to forget that the Constitution says 4-year term. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria gives you a 4-year term. It's only, so that Constitution presumes that in 4 years you should be able to make an impression, an impactful, you know, impression on your society. It's only when you do very, very well and you desire for a second term that you ask for a second term, which they may or may not give you. Because there are many places in this country where people zone offices just for 4 years. You do and somebody else goes. It doesn't mean that you must finish what you started, but if you have a project that is good and somebody else comes in, he will finish it. And I'll give you an example. If you come into Enugu now, we have one of the best governors in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Most of the projects abandoned over the past 16, 20 years. Coming to Enugu is like you're entering London. Beautiful. You can see how the governor is, rehabilitating and finishing all the projects. So, in effect, Peter saying that he will do 4 years, I think it is sacrosanct. It's by all standards in Nigerian politics. He's a very honest person, a good Christian. He doesn't talk from both sides of his mouth. So I believe him that he will do it in 4 years. Anybody? If you discuss, I would like people to have him on television on this Arise platform. And if you listen to him, you will see and believe that he will do everything he wants to do, maybe not 100%, in 4 years. That's what the Constitution presupposes. That if they felt that you can't do most things you have pledged to do in 4 years, they would have said giving it 5 or 6 years. So Peter hasn't said anything out of point. It's his belief that in 1 year you should be able to do proper analysis, even before you come into office. Do a proper analysis of what your vision is and how to implement that vision. The only thing that people have a vision of stealing money, and all the time they are thinking of how to steal that money, and not anything that will be impactful to the common people.
I try avoiding discussing personalities. Because when you begin to discuss personalities, then you are narrowing the issue and you are getting the whole issue diminished. I've been saying Tinubu will look for somebody who will help him in his own political interest. And there are very, very willing mercenaries who are willing to be rewarded and hired. Remove the office which he is holding today. He will be like me, an ordinary person. So his entire weight and the rhetorics and whatever he's saying, is because he's got the office which gives that kind of flair, visibility, and authority. Simple. Remove him from that office. He'll be like me. So please, leave Wiki alone. Look, I don't know, but I think Wiki days are numbered because the purpose of picking Wiki was for him to make sure that Tinubu became something in the South. And today, by Tinubu's personal, maybe personal manipulation and personal coercion, he'll be able to win over Akwa Ibom. He'll be able to win over Edo. He'll be able to win over Delta. And of course, Wiki there for river. So you see, this area in the South was purely escaped by Tinubu's personal effort, not through Wiki. Earlier on, Wiki might have been relevant, but then by the time Tinubu is able to secure the South in his own basket, Wiki will become irrelevant, and he'll remove him. I'm telling you that he will remove him because he held him for a purpose. He's appointed Wiki for a purpose, giving the office for a purpose, and by the time the purpose is no more, that's the end of it.
And listen, I want you to listen to me. The reason why I came here is that I want you to take what I'm saying. Because we have been tired of people getting into government and telling us or doing the opposite of what they said, and we are keeping quiet. This time around, God will not allow them to do that. This time around, if they do so, God will punish them. The purpose of government everywhere in the world is to care for the poor. In Nigeria, it is to make the poor suffer, and that will stop. I've said to Nigerians, next year election, let nobody tell you to vote for him because it's by tribe. The people in the north or south don't buy bread cheaper. Everybody is suffering. I'm not asking you to vote for me because I'm a Christian. There's no place Christians buy bread cheaper or Muslims buy cheaper. And don't vote for me because it's my turn. It's turn of Nigerians to take back their country.
And let's get it started. This one-term thing, why are people taking it with a pinch of salt? Because if the politicians themselves are knocking this, are they almost indicting themselves by saying that, don't ever believe what we tell you on our campaign trail, because we do not mean what we say? If they are saying that this is political theatrics to probably just get himself into power, are they all indicting themselves, talking about all the politicians and the political parties knocking this down?
Well, thank you for inviting me, and thank you, viewers, for joining us. First and foremost, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria made it clear. In section 135, subsection 2, and section 180, subsection 2 of the Constitution is very clear. The term of a president or a governor is 4 years. 4 years. The Constitution was direct. It said the president, after spending 4 years in office, vacates his office. At times, politicians behave as if they don't have any job. So when somebody says he's going to spend only 4 years, he simply stated a constitutional provision. But here is just a little addition. The Constitution says you are no longer qualified to contest if you have contested for that position twice in previous elections. And this is by section 137, subsection 1b, and section 187, subsection 1b. So the issue here is this. If you say you want to contest one term, that is your own idea. That is your own opinion. You are entitled to it. In Nigeria and in some African countries, where elections are deemed not to be free and fair, that's where you have all these unnecessary arguments. Why did I say that? Even abroad, you're not sure, even when you're an incumbent, whether if you recontest, whether you will win. That is where you will know that your term of office is not 8 years, it's not 2 terms, it's 1 term. So it ought not to even be a point of argument. Because even if you're an incumbent, if you recontest, you can fail. The only thing the Constitution says is that if you fail 100 times, if you have not been elected twice, you are still qualified to be governor or president. So for me, I do not see any issue whatsoever, except, like you said, distrust of themselves, and 2, because of the belief that there is no free and fair election. If there is free and fair election, then the issue of 2 term, 8 years would not arise. But here is another issue. Because of our rotational arrangement, which has this proposition of 8 years for South, 8 years for North, politicians now do not want to place themselves in a disadvantaged position, because 4 years having been taken by a Southern politician, if you are a fresh politician and you want to do another 8 years, you will know that you are dead on arrival. So it's a political strategy on its own for you to accede that you will do 4 years. It is not because the politician did not want to do 8 years, no. But he knows that he has only 4 years left from the Southern, remaining term. But here is another issue. By agreeing you will do 1 year, you do 4 years, you have also agreed that if there is any other Northerner that say he will do also 4 years, then both of you are at the same level of equity, because there would be no injustice either section. So there's nothing wrong in a party, for instance, especially an opposition party that doesn't have an incumbent, saying in order that Nigerians will be free to trust them, that they are going to have a transitional government whereby whoever is going to contest would have to agree to do 1 term and do not exercise his constitutional rights to recontest. A party can do that, so that whether they present a candidate from the North or from the South, the Nigerians from either section will not feel that they have been betrayed or an injustice meted out to them. For instance, if a Northerner wins in another political party and commits to do 4 years, then what it means is that the South and the North has shared for 4 years like they did during the Yaradua Goodluck Jonathan period, and there will be no injustice. So there is nothing, absolutely nothing that ought to raise concerns or arguments. But like you said, a man who kills by the sword does not like people to wave sword at his back. So politicians have made themselves very untrustworthy. So they go the extra mile to prove themselves when they make any proposition.
All right, Mr. Kunko, that's noted. A lot of people might have focused on the what in terms of what was said, but you've drawn some focus to the why this move might have been made in terms of the rotational arrangement and being a political strategy. But let's look more, examine at the why a bit closer. Do you think there are any personal reasons that might not be overt for this declaration being made by the aspiring president of Nigeria?
No. It's purely a political strategy. There is nothing hidden about it, because every politician would want to complete his 2 terms if he has the opportunity. But of course, if this were 2023, the same politician and presidential candidate or aspirant would not make the same promise. Like I said, as it stands today, a Southerner has taken 4 years. So it will be political suicide for you to come and say you want to do 8 years. Nobody will vote for you, not even from South or from the North. So it is purely a political strategy, nothing else. Anybody telling you it's because he wants to be like Mandela or want to be like this, no, that's not true. But again, the person may want to tell you that just for you to believe he will do 4 years. He may want to tell you that he can still achieve his basic objectives within 4 years. Just to encourage you to know that he is serious in not trying to exercise his constitutional right to recontest election. So there is nothing beyond political strategy. That's what it is.